Prasada!
Jai!
Jagannath Prasadam ki
Jai!
jai! What is your Hare Krishna?
Haribo! Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare
Jai Jagannath. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna
Jagannath Puri is, and how this is such an important place, and we must preach here, we must establish Krishna consciousness here. And Prabhupada said it'll be very difficult. It'll take some time, and he said the best way to do it is with two things. Prasadam distribution, which we're trying to come to, and the holy name, and Harinam. And we have a third thing we're also trying to introduce, which is these stickers. Because we want, and you'll see probably starting tomorrow or so, we have, I don't know, 9 different flags with the Maha Mantra in different languages. So we want to propagate two things. We want, when people see the Western devotees, we want them to think two things. We want them to think Jagannath and the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. So thank you all so much. So, Gurave Gura Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tad Bhaktaya Namo Namaha. So this is one of the most important temples here in Jagannath Puri. This is Jambeshwar Mahadev. There are 5 deities of Lord Shiva here in Puri, which are described in the Skanda Purana as partial manifestations of the Pancha Pandavas. Yudhishthir, Bhim, Arjun, Nakul, and Sahadev. Don't ask me how that works, but that's what the Skanda Purana says. And those temples are Jambeshwar Mahadev, Kapateshwar Mahadev, Nilakanteshwar Mahadev, and 5th one, the treasurer of Lord Jagannath. Lokanath Mahadev. Krishna Kunj is very good, she knows. So, this temple, these 5 deities, they come out every year during the Chandranyatra festival, the small deities, and they go with Jagannath. They're a very important part of the culture here in Jagannath Puri. This particular temple, there's an interesting story about it, that on one occasion, there was a 9-year-old boy, maybe a 12-year-old boy, whose name was Markandeshwar, and he was, or Markandeya, and he was supposed to leave his body that day. So the Yamadutas came to do their duty, take that soul before Yamaraj. But that little boy, who was a rishi, he decided to hold on to a Shiv Linga. And the Yamadutas became confused because you can't take Lord Shiva to hell, so what are you supposed to do? So they went to Yamaraj and they said, boss, we don't really know. What are we supposed to do with this case? And Yamaraj said, I'm not really sure either. He said, I'll have to ask my boss. And they said, you have a boss? Yeah, I have a boss. And he came here to Jagannath Puri. Now, Yamaraj is not the kind of person you want to have talks with so much. He's a little frightening. So when he came in an angry mood to Lord Jagannath, he's very intelligent, he said, you should talk to my wife. And he had Lakshmi Devi talk to him, and Lakshmi Devi told him, look, it's nothing personal, but this place is known as Yamanaika Ketra, which means this is a place where you don't work. You have no business here. Anyone who leaves a body here, they may be an insect, they may be a drunkard, they may be whatever, that person's considered, he'll get liberation, whatever that means. Maybe in a future life, they'll be born here, but that person's very, very auspicious. So when he told that to Yamaraj, and Yamaraj understood the power of also taking shelter of Lord Shiva, he was very impressed. So he decided, I'm also going to worship Lord Shiva. So he worshipped the Shiv Linga. That Shiv Linga became famous as Yamaraj Ishvara. And then over the many, many years, thousands of years they say, that name has become corrupted. And today, instead of Yamaraj Ishvara, they call him Jambeshwar. And this is the temple here. When I first came to Jagannath Puri in 1993, I was just wandering around. This is a cruel place. I don't know anything. And I came to this temple. And I thought, wow, I'd like to see inside. But I don't know. Am I allowed? So I called out, Haribo, Haribo, Haribo. And nobody came. So I started walking down the steps, and I'm calling out, Haribo, Haribo. Nobody came. I got down to the bottom of the steps, Haribo, Haribo. Nobody was there. Took off my shoes, and I walked in the temple. And I'm having darshan of Lord Shiva. And then finally the Pandits noticed me, and they came with chains to beat me. And I decided it was probably a good idea to leave now, quickly. And that was the last time I went inside. The Westerners are not allowed inside the temple here. And this is part of our culture. Maybe we'll speak about that some other time, about the culture of Jagannath Puri and why it's Vipralamba Ketra. And why we don't blame the Pandas, but we blame Lord Jagannath. And he has a certain methodology to making us cry in separation from him. And it's not so bad because he comes out of the temple every year at the time of Rath Yatra. This deity is also, you may note it on the top of the temple when we go by, there's both a Trishula, as a symbol of Lord Shiva, and a Sudarshan Chakra, the symbol of Lord Vishnu. This deity is considered to be Harihara. Specifically, he's considered to be half Nrsingadev and half Lord Shiva. You probably don't want to get in an argument with him. He's an angry kind of person. Just near here also, we'll go past a small temple, which we won't go inside of because it's so small. And with our group, it'll take us a half an hour just to go in and out. But I'll just mention it's Pandu Nrsimha. And that was worshipped by a rishi named Pandu Rishi, who, as we say on Facebook, you're married, you're unmarried, and the third one is, it's complicated. So he's a rishi, but he had some issues with a young girl, and anyway, he came here to purify himself, to do some tapasya in that, and he worshipped Lord Nrsingadev. If you come here early in the morning, you have darshan of that deity. It's very special. There's actually 3 deities. You can only see one. You only see Nrsingadev because of the cloth, but he's standing on the shoulders of Garuda. And there's a 3rd deity on his lap, and he's doing some intestinal surgery. His name is Hiranyakashipu. Very, very amazing, unusual deity, they say, which is from the time of Dwapara Yuga. So we can offer our respects here to Jambeshwar Mahadev. That's our tradition in Gaudiya Vaishnavism, that Lord Shiva, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he's written a little line. He said, "Oh hey Ketrapala Shiva, tumi doya moy." Krishna Bhakti, that you please give me Krishna Bhakti. You're the protector of the Dham, Lord Shiva. So we come and we begin our parikrama. We like to come to Lord Shiva and ask him for some blessings. So that's why we're coming here to Jambeshwar Mahadev today. And that's why we're here in Jagannath Puri to ask for Shri Jambeshwar Mahadeva Ke, Shri Pandu Nrsimha Bhagavan Ke, Gopremanande. So when we come here, we want to show some solidarity with Lord Shiva, encourage him. He's doing bhajan also. And so there's a famous short song that we sing. Keisha's going to sing this for us. You can repeat after me. There's a couple lines. Brahma Bole, Chaturmukhe, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Mahadeva, Panchamukhe, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. It means that Lord Brahma has 4 heads, and with those 4 heads he's chanting Krishna Krishna. And Lord Shiva has 5 heads. Anyway, it's a long story. He has 5 heads, and he chants Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Haribol.
Brahma bole chaturmukhe Krishna Krishna Hare Hare.
Brahma bole chaturmukhe Krishna Krishna
Hare Hare. Mahadeva Panchamukhe Rama Rama Hare Hare. Mahadeva Panchamukhe Rama Rama Hare Hare. Brahma bole Chaturmukhe Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Brahma bole Chaturmukhe Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Mahadeva Panchamukhe Rama Rama Hare Hare. Mahadeva Panchamukhe Brahma bole Chaturmukhe Krishna Krishna Hare Hare. Mahadeva Panchamukhe Rama Rama Hare Hare. Mahadeva Panchamukhe. Okay, we'll sing the whole mantra together. Brahma bole Chaturmukhe
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Mahadeva Panchamukhe Rama Rama. One more time, everybody. Brahma bole Chatmukhe Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Mahadeva Panchamukhe Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Please leave your shoes out here, and if you have socks, take your socks off. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Everybody. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Go Premanande